Recently, environmental stories have been on any avid news reader's radar. But what are some of the issues that face the local environment, and how do they compare to global environmental problems?
The biggest challenge environmentally is definitely our carbon emissions.
Our number one concern are greenhouse gas emissions. It probably has the biggest impact in terms of the environment. And it's what each one of us does and the choices that every individual makes for how much their carbon footprint they account for.
The current state of Ohio University's carbon neutrality commitment worries local environmentalists.
The president in 2007, who was Rod McDavis, he was our president then, when he signed the carbon commitment, he didn't choose a date for carbon neutrality, and so the default then was 2075.
Requirements have changed when it comes to universities making a carbon commitment.
The carbon commitment requires an annual report of carbon emissions, and then it also requires an update every 5 years of your plans. And now, when you update your plan, you may not choose a date that's so far in the future.
She said the Office of Sustainability would like to move the date up to 2035 or even 2030, but there are some roadblocks to moving it.
So we heat the university through our steam tunnels, and that is one of our biggest emitters of carbon, of greenhouse gases. And so, but it's 5 miles of steam tunnels, and they would have to be dug up and replaced with water piping, and all of that has been estimated in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And so the issue is, how do you pay for that?
While carbon emissions are a problem globally, Austin Babrow, a professor at OU, said some other environmental issues like deforestation and wind pollution hit close to home too.
Wayne National Forest, that land was completely stripped of trees. It was, the pictures are unbelievable. Like, you wouldn't believe that it's the same area because it's just clear cut. So things have been recovering, but for not that many decades. We here in this area specifically have the continuing problem of wind from the Gavin power plant, which is just down the road. And the Gavin power plant pollution was so bad that they actually had to buy the local community there and buy out all the houses and move people away because they were under such immediate threat from the pollution.
Fracking, both in Ohio and surrounding states, is something that also frightens local environmentalists.
Well, the state is very encouraging of fracking, so much so that we don't encourage just fracking. We're willing to accept the waste from fracking, what the industry kind of sanitizes by calling brine. There's hundreds of chemicals in these cocktails that we don't know the constituents of because they're industry secrets, like the McDonald's special sauce. And so we don't know what's in that stuff, but we do know that they're using hundreds of chemicals routinely, and many of them are carcinogenic and have other kinds of endocrine disruptors and all sorts of other things. In this county, there are, I think, 4 or 5 active injection wells that receive thousands of barrels, I think cumulatively over millions of gallons of fracking waste annually.
And what state government says goes.
We have laws in the state that prevent localities from making laws that conflict with the state's right to allow fracking. So if Athens wants to forbid fracking, the state allows it, we can't forbid it.
Change could be on the horizon, though.
I think the biggest challenge probably is changing that car culture. I'm guilty of it too. It's really easy on a rainy day to say, I'm just going to get in my car and drive that mile or that half a mile sometimes, when it's really very walkable and a very bicycle-friendly community.
This is the thing for your generation. My generation has let you down, but there are some of us that are with you. We are encouraging you. We want to help.
Every day we all have things that we consume and that we purchase. And how we make those decisions are really important for sustainability. Purchasing local food, going to establishments that really have a local footprint are really helping sustainability in general in the community.
We need all hands on board